This is our 8th TLU Salute to Seniors interview, and our interviewee for today is TLU Women's Track and Field standout, Ashlee Hooks. Ashlee, thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
I want to talk to you about being a high jumper, and you were a good one for the Bulldogs for going into 4 years. What does it take for you as you prepare to high jump? What are some of the things that go through your mind that you have to do to execute to be a good high jumper?
I think mainly just keeping personal goals in mind. I know personally for high jump, it's very tough competition we have against Trinity, Colorado College. Trinity has several jumpers, Colorado had several, so I just had to focus on myself. I know a lot of times confidence was what I needed the most. That's what I struggled with a lot, so that's kind of what I had to work with. That's what I had to focus on, and that's what I had to do and think about every meet.
What were some of your best moments that you remember from your collegiate competitions in high jump?
So I think one of the biggest ones I remember was my freshman year. I came in about a little bit over halfway through the season. I was sick. I couldn't compete, so I didn't really have too many expectations. I didn't know what to expect because I hadn't been competing. It's probably my favorite meet. I kind of just went in there, just did my thing. I got second place. Next year I got second place again. And then last year I had a bit more tough competition, but it was always really fun. It was always fun to go to the indoor meets. It was fun to do the outdoor meets. I really enjoyed my team. I had one of my best friends, Courtney, jumping with me most of those years. So it was fun. I loved my coaches.
Courtney in particular had some really good success with the triple jump. She went to nationals. What was like watching her and Ashlee and some of your other contemporaries that you competed with and ran with? What was it like being a member of on the team with those people?
I loved it. In high school, I didn't have, I had a couple friends on my team, but our team wasn't as big. It wasn't as close. So going into college and then forming those relationships with those girls who I'm still friends to, even after they graduate, was great. Absolutely loved, watching Courtney, supporting Courtney. I loved watching Ashlee, supporting Ashlee. And then it was even cooler to be able to run with Ashlee and the other Ashlee and Kylie as well. All of them great girls, loved them, loved the dynamic that we had as a team. I think we were pretty close, and it was like no matter what anybody was doing, people were cheering people on, everybody was watching everybody, and it was a really good group to be a part of.
Let's talk about that 4x400 meter relay last year at the conference championships. You were the first leg, and Kylie was on that team, Ashley Myers on that team, and then Ashley Reinhard on that team. So it started off with you, is that correct?
Yes.
And then who did you hand it to?
I handed it to, it was either Ashley or Kylie. I can't even remember. That meet, it was crazy because we had to restart that race 3 times. So I came out of blocks 3 times before we finally got to go. So I think I didn't have, it was so hard to focus at that point. I'd had so many nerves from restarting and having to redo it. And it was still really fun though.
Why did you have to restart those 3 times?
They were having issues with it was the last race before everybody was finished. We were having issues with I don't know if it was the person shooting the gun not paying attention or what. People weren't getting in the blocks. People weren't coming out of the blocks, but we started and then they stopped us. We had to go back and then we had to do it again. And then they stopped us, and then we went back. So by the 3rd time was when we finally got going, and they didn't stop us. And then is when we finally got to compete in the race.
What did you see on that first leg? What was that first leg like for you? Where were you in the pack?
So coming on the relay, I was definitely the slowest. Not afraid to admit it. I hadn't run the 400 since high school. Before last year, I was strictly just a high jumper, and so Coach Holland wanted to try me in the 400, so I'd been running it that year. I was very nervous to compete with my teammates because I knew how fast they were, I knew how good they were, and I knew it was going to be such good competition. I think really actually what helped as a confidence booster was me, Ashlee, and the other Ashlee had competed previously that day in the 400. We'd gotten 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So it was great. So I think going into it, I just needed to be confident. I needed to just do my job. I needed to get out there, get out in the blocks, set a good pace for us. I think I was about third place, and I was close behind second. So we were doing pretty good when I handed the baton off, and then the rest of the ladies did really good after that.
What do you remember seeing with the second and third and then the fourth leg with Ashlee? Take us through what was going on there for people that don't know about this race and what was happening, particularly in legs 2, 3, and 4.
It was probably the most insane 4x4 I've ever watched. It was, so it didn't get to go until the third time, and then I handed it off, and I just remember watching and saying, oh wow, we got this. At that point we were in about second at the second leg, and then the third leg she kept it going. She went around, did her job, and then we handed it off to Ashlee, and Ashlee had there was a good chunk of space between her and first place. So I remember thinking, second place is good, second place is great, but then I just started watching, and she just dug in. She gave 110% of her effort, and she just started to catch up. So by the time there was 100 left, she was starting to pass her, and I just remember, oh my God, it was amazing, because we'd come from, second, third place to passing first to definitely getting first place, and it was so great. It was wonderful to watch, Kylie yell for Ashlee's her best friend, so she was just over the moon about how well Ashlee had done. Coach Holland was so excited. Everybody was so pumped after that race. It was great because as the TLU girls, we get second to Trinity every year, so it was nice to, get past them, get first place, and beat them.
There's some really good pictures of Ashlee coming down the stretch, and then the reaction of all your teammates down the straightaway, particularly Kylie's reaction as Ashlee is getting close to the finish line and she's passing the Trinity young lady. So, I mean, it always impresses me that 4x4, all of the teammates from all the teams are down that last stretch yelling for their teammates to get to the line. That must be a lot of fun.
It is. It's great. And it goes back to what I said at the beginning, the team dynamic is so great. It's so wonderful to know that, especially when you run, a 400, you go all the way around the track, and it's like at every step of the way, I can hear people screaming for me saying, go TLU, go Ashlee. So to have that all the way around the track while you're doing a race as hard as the 400 is wonderful.
Well, we weren't able to do that this year, unfortunately, with our COVID-19 precautions. But what were you looking most forward to this year with this senior year of track and field?
What was I looking forward to the most?
Yeah, what were you most looking forward to?
I think just like your senior year is kind of the year where you leave everything on the table. It's your last go round. You give absolutely every effort, every ounce of energy, anything you have left into the sport. I was really looking forward to, stepping on the mat for one last time, getting a good jump. We got a new coach this year. I was really looking forward to working with him to show everybody what I'd got. I'd been working over the summer to, hopefully improve in the 400, hopefully to run the 4x4. We had a few new girls who ran really good times, and so I was kind of looking forward to doing that again on the track. And sad it didn't happen, but it's nothing that we can control. So
what's next for you, Ashlee? Will you graduate, finish up here soon, and then walk in August, or what's next for you?
Yes, I will. Actually, prior to the coronavirus, I had an internship in Seguin at Enterprise. I was looking to stay on. Hopefully I'll still do that, after all this passes, so I can have a job right after our graduation. But now, so far, all I'm doing is focusing, on getting my capstone stuff done, graduating, and then next week will be the end of it. And then hopefully we'll get to walk in August, and it'll all be good.
Yeah, I think it will be. We have our fingers crossed. Well, Ashlee, we thank you for everything you've done for TLU track and field and for TLU, and thanks for visiting with us today.
Sure, thank you.